I looked up on Google what dungeon was after the Pit of Heresy, and it was a Prophecy dungeon. But I have already solo flawlessed the Prophecy dungeon, so I'm gonna skip to the one that was released after that one, which would be the Grasp of Avarice. So today I will be attempting to solo flawless that dungeon. These are my mods. Same cloak as always. Dragon, Sidorakni. My weapons are a little bit different. I'm gonna be using the Tusk of the Boar just for ad clearing. Uh, this auto rifle for ad clearing as well when I run out of ammo on my secondary. And the machine gun just because I'm trying to level it up. This is my subclass, still Prismatic Hunter. Same two aspects, same 5 fragments. My friend and I did this dungeon a total of 3 times. The first was on the week when this dungeon was released. We did the dungeon with a friend of theirs. After that, a couple months passed. We were bored in Destiny, and we tried to do the dungeon, but they ran out of time, and we stopped at the Ogre. A couple more months after that, we were soloing the dungeon. I mean, me and my friend were doing the dungeon, and when we were going to the part with the big fallen shield, a third person joined in because my friend forgot to make their fire team private, and he ruined the vibes. But that doesn't matter. So I will be attempting to solo flawless the dungeon now. The first time my friend and I did this dungeon, once again, they invited a friend of theirs. I hadn't seen anything on how to do the dungeon because I like going in blind into these kind of activities um, to figure them out on my own. And my friend hadn't seen anything either, but the other person they brought in, they had seen some things here or there, but they didn't completely spoil all the mechanics. They only gave us a clue when we were really stuck. This part was really easy to figure out because all you have to do is just go into this room and activate this lever. The other door kills you, and that thing also kills you, which I almost stepped on right now. This part, my friend and I did get stuck on for like 10 or so minutes because I thought it was pretty straightforward. You know, I just have to pull this lever and go back. But if you pull this lever, you die. And so I thought that maybe like you have to pull the lever and then just jump out of the way really quickly, and something was a door was on the timer over there at the main room. But no, it was nothing like that. You just have to go down here. I know I'm explaining the mechanics, even though I'm sure for anybody that's watching, you already know the mechanics, but I'm kind of reliving things as I'm doing them. My friend and I had some good laughs at the traps, you know, just messing with each other, seeing who's gonna go into what room first and who's gonna die to what. Good memories. And this part I got really stuck in too, I remember. When you pull the lever inside of here, it'll close this door, I'm pretty sure. And then you gotta jump to that door over there. But back then, to me the jump looked impossible. And so I was thinking like, oh man, maybe I did something wrong. Maybe there's another lever somewhere else. And then I was just stuck here for like a good 10 minutes. And my friends, since they were following me, they were also stuck. And then the guy told me, my friend's friend, they were like, you know, you can just jump, right? And I was like, oh, I did not know that. Because I really didn't think my jump could go that far. But it can. And then in this area, I remember that I was trying to beat my friend. I was like, oh, look, I'm faster than you are. And sure enough, that killed me. And before my friend could even make the jump across, they also died because they were barely landing right here. And yeah, you know, the barrel thing killed both of us. And I remember the way they laughed. Really brightened me up that day. I was so glad that they were having fun with me, that they were enjoying themselves in the new dungeon, because at the time that we did it, uh, they weren't doing the best in life. So just getting to hear them laugh was really nice. And their laughter was really contagious. It was the kind of laughter that could light a candle or light up a room. You know, those typical cringy things that people say when describing a person's laugh. But my friend's laugh was truly like that, and I miss being able to hear it. All right, we made it to the first boss encounter. Uh, it's this crazy ogre that just beams you down immediately if you're out in the open. And like I said earlier with the chest that I didn't grab, this dude has caused me to wipe like 4 times already. So yeah, he's really annoying. I managed to get all 14 engrams, but I don't know if that'll be enough. I don't know if you needed like 25 or 26, but it seems like that was enough, yeah. And then on here, I don't know where to go once I'm done with my super. I don't know if I should go left or right, but I guess I'm going left. Yeah, look at this take. Look at this fallen. Just relentless. The boss is beaming the guy and the guy doesn't care, he's just beaming me. That damage wasn't the best, but it'll have to do. Hopefully I'll be able to kill the boss right here. If not, that'll be real unfortunate, but it won't matter. Like I said, I have all the time in the world to do this, so yeah. Nice. We got legs. Cool. That boss was really annoying, but we got it done. Like I said, when my friend and I tried to do this dungeon duo, we only made it to this part because they had to go deal with some things in real life, you know. That tends to get in the way. But yeah, you know, I have tried reaching out to my friend. Last time we spoke was back sometime in February of 2024, so this year, yeah. And recently I tried reaching back out to them because I can't live without being able to hear from them, without knowing that they're okay. And I reached out to them to no avail. I didn't get an answer. I I got nothing in return. And after that, I tried a couple more times. You know, of course, I did the whole, you know, I'm sorry, this and that, and like I sent them a really long apology because truly, like, I'm only here right now because of my own mistakes. If I hadn't done what I did, my friend and I would be together right now. And and so I have tried reaching out. And for anyone watching, I don't know if you understand how horrible that is. That no matter what you do, no matter if you message them, try to call them, try to call out into the world, you know, like if you go outside and scream their name, I know it's a little exaggerated, but you know, no matter what you do, you're never gonna be able to hear from them directly ever again. You can reach out to them. You can ask them how they're doing. You can be like, "Hey, good morning," or "Good night." You can you can try to do whatever. You can try to do anything. But no matter what you do, your words will not reach them. Ever. You will never, ever be able to hear from them ever again. And if you are able to understand that fact, that feeling, if somebody out there has lost someone either to death or to your own mistakes as well. I really am sorry because I know what that's like. I lost my best friend due to my own mistakes because I was too weak and impatient. Once again, I will make a super long video talking about everything for anyone who's interested, for anyone who cares, or for anyone who wants to just learn from my mistakes. I will make that video. I just find it very difficult to talk about those things. But just, it really is crazy to think about that. I will never get to hear from my friend ever again. Earlier, when I said that their laugh brightened up my day, I am never gonna get to hear their laugh ever again. I'm never gonna get to hear their voice. They're never gonna call out my name. They're never gonna invite me to play with them, or they're never gonna call me ever again. They're never gonna message me. They're never gonna do anything. We are never gonna get to do anything together ever again in our lives. This is the end for my friend and I. I call them my friend, but to them, I am nothing. I no longer exist. I am meaningless to them. But for me, they are still my everything. My friend brought so much light, hope, faith, love, and so many other things into my world. As someone who deals with depression, anxiety, and those other kind of issues, my friend completely shifted my world and brought me peace. But at the end of the day, my issues, everything that's wrong with me, destroyed everything that my friend and I had. On September 29th, marked 1 year since we told each other how we felt. Marked 1 year since we planned to move in together and live together as a family. Back on September 29th, 2023. September 29th, 2024 has now passed. It has been 1 year since that happened, and I am still sitting in the same spot I was 1 year ago. Except that this time, I am in a worse spot in my life. And that's honestly horrible. I hate it. I hate time and how it doesn't slow down, how it doesn't stop. I despise it. As much as I love my friend, is how much I hate that the world has just continued to go on. Meanwhile, right now, I am soloing a dungeon at 9 p.m., 9:20 p.m. specifically. I don't know what my friend is up to. Usually, by now, we'd be playing together. But now, I don't know what they're up to. Many things have changed in their life recently. I have been able to see that because they didn't remove me from social media. And big events have happened in their life. Some good, some bad. And I wish I could be there for them, to help them, so that they have someone to lean on. But I can no longer do that. It is no longer I no longer have the right to reach out to them and tell them that they can rely on me. Of course, I did reach out to them and tell them that if they ever need anything, I will always be here for them and their family. But once again, that was to no avail. Nothing came from that, and nothing more will ever come from our friendship, because our friendship does not exist anymore. Our love, our hopes, our dreams, our future are all dead, and I was the one who killed them all. Everything everything we had built over the years, just everything, and I mean absolutely everything, all our memories, our connection, our friendship, our relationship, and once again, our future. It's all dead now, and it's my fault alone. I am so sorry for this super long tangent, but I truly mean it when I said I have no one to talk to, and that's why I'm putting these videos here. If they manage to reach an audience, and that audience actually listens to me, then thank you for hearing me out, for being there for me when no one else will be. I really hope no one goes through what I've gone through, but I know people have, and I'm really sorry. But I hope you are able to learn from my mistakes so that you don't destroy something beautiful like I did. And once again, my friend, if this somehow ever reaches you, I really am sorry. I should have been more grateful to you. I should have thanked you every single time we talked. I should have told you how much I loved you every single time we talked and messaged. I should have cherished the time we spent together more. I really am sorry. I promise to you that I will never forget. Okay, well, sorry about that depressing bit, or just long bit. I don't know how you may think about it, but you know, talking about those things is important to me. But I've got no one to talk to about those things, so that's also partially why I'm making these videos. You know, I pretend like I'm talking to somebody, like somebody's actually listening, and it helps me deal with these things a little better. But you know, ain't nothing like actually talking it out with the person you wronged, right? But like I said, I've tried reaching out my friend multiple times, but they don't want anything to do with me anymore. And I understand. So, spoiler alert, I died. I'm not sure if I'm gonna add the other clip to this clip so that part makes sense. I mean, so that this part makes sense. But I died. This is like my 18th, 19th try of the dungeon. And right now I remember that at the very beginning, my very first try, I talked about a memory about my friend and I doing this dungeon, and then a random third person joining us. Um, my friend and I had just finished the Sparrow section, which is why I'm here. This is why I'm certainly remembering this. We had just finished the Sparrow section, and we were like, "Wow, we did it!" Because it was a little difficult. It's a little difficult, and we were, celebrating when suddenly we got the notification that another person has joined our fire team. And my friend was like, "Oh no, I forgot to make my fire team private." And we were in a private party. I play on PlayStation in case you haven't heard me smashing the hell out of my controller buttons. And so we were in a party. Then I was telling my friend, like, screw it. Just kick the guy and unfriend him. We don't even play with him ever. Because my friend and I used to play a lot of competitive PvP. And we would meet a lot of people through there. Because I'm not gonna say I was the best player in the entire game, but I used to be good at PvP. I would always top score in survival, highest kills, highest KD, first super, everything. And so we would meet a lot of people through there that would like be like, "Hey, can I play with you guys? Because you're really good and this and that." And so every single time I would tell my friend like, "No, I'm gonna reject this guy's friend request." But my friend would be like, "No, I'm gonna accept their friend request." And because she was like the best in me, I was like, "Okay, I'll accept her friend request too." And so this guy, right? He joins as soon as we finish the Sparrow section. And my friend is like, "Well, I guess we can go into party chat to talk with him. I mean, into game chat to talk with him." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, let's go." And this guy joins and he's like, "I saw you and Marcel were doing the dungeon, and I wanted to join and help because I already solo flawless it and I know where everything is at and all this and all that." And my friend was like, "Oh yeah, but Marcel and I are just trying to do the dungeon regularly. We're not trying to speed run it or flawless it or anything. We're just having fun." And then the other guy was like, "Oh yeah, 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 but I'll help regardless." And yeah, my friend, I don't know if you remember from my Pit of Heresy dungeon video that I said that my friend never liked to be left behind. They never liked being alone in the dark. They didn't like it when people would just rush past them. They liked running together in PvP so we could team shoot, even though sometimes I wouldn't do that. Um, but right, anyways, we're at the part where we land with our sparrows, and this guy just starts speedrunning. Just puts on an eager edge sword, shatter skates across, and just starts zooming. And I told my friend, like, I sent my friend a message, like, I forget what I said, but it was something like, "Well, there goes the fun." And then they just replied saying, like, "Yeah, I know." And we were barely walking through these crystal parts because, you know, it's nice to look at the scenery every now and then. When suddenly we started getting pulled to the next encounter. And that annoyed my friend. They don't like going too quickly. They don't, they like to take their time with things. And that's understandable. But this guy was just immediately just pulled us. He was already just flying across when we landed, when we loaded in. And after that, my friend just went fairly quiet, as did I, because I don't like talking to new people. I'm not exactly shy, and I'm not saying this either to be edgy, but I really just don't really like people. That is one of the reasons why I currently have no one to talk to, because I genuinely have no friends. My friend, the person I'm talking about in all these videos, was my only friend. And that guy that day just reminded me why I really don't like people. Just he was really annoying. I don't know why, but he would always try to compete with me. When we finished with the boss fight, he got the most DPS, and he was like, "Oh, look, Marcel, I beat your DPS. You should try using this and that next time." And I was just like, "My guy, can you shut up? Like, this isn't a competition." But that was the last time my friend and I ever did any dungeon together. Grasp of Avarice was the last time we did any PvE activity together. Because after this, some things happened between us and we stopped being friends for the first time. I unfriended the guy, I removed him from my PlayStation, from Bungie, Destiny, all this and all that. Like, God, that guy was really, really annoying. He would always, when my friend and I would play PvP, he would challenge me to 1v1s. And I would be running like stupid loadouts. I remember I used to use the Sweet Business a lot because I liked messing with people, just melting them with a Sweet Business. And this guy would put on, this was around the Lord of Wolves Omni Oculus meta, and this guy would just be running with that. And meanwhile I would be spitting up my Sweet Business. He would just rush in, Lord of Wolves to the face, and the score would be like 20-5. Obviously him with a 20, me with a 5. And then he'd be like, "Oh, Marcel, you should try using these weapons and whatnot. Maybe you'd be better." And like, once again, I did not care. I wasn't trying to compete with him because I had nothing to prove to him. So yeah, that guy really annoyed me, and he really ruined the vibes between my friend and I that day. And man, do I hate that guy. Truly, I'm not gonna say your name, but I do remember who you are and what your name is. And you can go screw yourself, guy. Seriously. For this part, I think I need to collect 20 motes, and then the servitor shield should go down. Oh, you're not what I need. Okay, that's 18, 20. We'll get like 23 just for insurance or whatever that's called. Yeah, we needed like 20. I gotta make sure I don't pick up one of the engrams by accident, so that I don't die to burn into by riches. That's 1 down. And that's 2 down. That's 3 down. And that's the last one. That was pretty quick and easy. Alright, well, I finally made it to the final boss. I'm in my 20th something try, I don't remember. We even started a whole new season, and just a quick note here, September 29th was a very special day for me. And October 11th was yet another special day for me. October 11th, 2021 is the night I met my friend, the one I'm talking about in all these videos. And that day passed. Today is October 12th. Yesterday would have been 3 years since we met. And, I spent it alone because I drove my friend away. But enough about my regrets. I already had a long tangent in this video about losing them, so I'm just gonna start the boss fight, play it really safe so that I don't die again. And yeah, hopefully I'll be actually able to flawless the dungeon. But yeah, I'm gonna start off by killing the mini bosses, or at least a Shank. I wanna kill the Shank because they can get really annoying. The other one can live. I don't really care about the other guy. I can kill him when I deposit the engrams. I just care about killing the Shank. Alright. I'm most likely gonna cut like 90% of the boss fight because it's gonna be really boring since all I have for DPS is LMG and my prismatic grenade since I want to save my super to take care of the Shank. So yeah, I'll probably just show this very beginning of DPS and then I'll show the end when I kill the boss. Alright. Just gonna use my horrible DPS. And you see that DPS? It's absolutely horrible. So yeah, that's why I'm only gonna record a small part of the boss fight, the beginning and the very end, and yeah, see you there. Okay, that should be Grasp of Avarice solo flawless. I finally got it done. Only took me a whole week and 20 something tries. There's the triumphs. I'll collect them when I'm done. Uh, Let me see. It took me an hour and 28 minutes and 27 seconds to complete the entire dungeon. And most of that hour was spent on me just DPSing the boss very, very slowly. I think I had like 6 or 7 DPS phases, and in some of those phases, I wasn't even doing that much damage. I was just struggling to survive because, yeah, I'm getting shot from the left, the right, from behind, and then the boss is in front of me. So yeah, these are the results, I guess, if that matters or something. But yeah, I did it. This dungeon was the last dungeon my friend and I ever did together. After this dungeon, things get busy in my friend's life, and some things happen between us, and we stopped talking as often. That'll be a story for another time, but yeah, this was the last activity my friend and I ever did together. These past couple of weeks, I've just been living in the past. Well, I mean, I'm always living in the past, but especially in September, October, and the next upcoming month, because my friend and I were very close during this time. Like I said, on September 29th is when we told each other how we felt about each other. October 11th is when we met, and yeah, the next couple of months are just gonna be reminders of everything I did to drive us apart, to destroy everything we had. I'm still in the same spot I was 2 years ago, except I'm worse off because 2 years ago, my friend was still my friend. So, yeah. Um, like I said, I'm not gonna add that much anymore because this video was already really long and I already had a long tangent about my friend and losing them. So, yeah, that'll be a video for another time. I know this took me a while to put out, but man, this dungeon was surprisingly difficult. Next up, I think, is the dungeon for the Witch Queen. I think it's called Spire of the Watcher. I'll just Google it and find out. So maybe I'll put in the 20 bucks and buy the dungeon key so that I can do it. Or maybe I'll just skip straight to Ghost of the Deep. I'll see what I do. Thank you for watching this. If anybody does watch this till the end, then thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for hearing me out. And yeah, take good care of yourselves, people. And to you, my friend, I miss you. I hope you're having a wonderful day today, as always. Goodbye.